I've been called this first professional Fadista from this part of the world, Indian subcontinent, yes. Because prior to me, there were a lot of people who used to sing Fado in Goa, but as a hobby, um, like my mother and many others, even gentlemen, some of which did perform on stage, um, but that was not their main profession. So there were architects, there were lawyers, and they also sang Fado.
Okay.
They have also performed Fado, for example, for tourists when they came to Goa or when there was an event in
Right.
Goa.
You speak in different languages. Can I ask which all languages do you know?
I can speak in 6,
Okay.
and I understand another 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've sung in 17.
Wow.
Yeah, not that I speak all of them, I
Yeah.
don't.
But still, that's a talent to speak in
E-
languages that you don't
yeah,
know.
speaking 6. I mean, any Indian
Which
speaks
ones?
4,
Yeah.
a minimum of 4. It's English, Hindi, Marathi, Konkani, Portuguese, and French. These are the 6 languages. I understand a little bit of Spanish, and
Hi, this is Muskan Puri, and I'm your host at Winning Brew Podcast, where we brew fresh, bold, inspiring stories just for you. Before we dive into today's episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that we can continue to bring such fresh, bold stories for you every time. Thanks and enjoy the video. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Winning Brew. I'm your host, Muskan Puri, and today we have with us a remarkable guest, Sonia Shirsat ji, who is the ambassador of Goan music to the world. She is a pioneer artist who is an internationally acclaimed Fado singer, an educator, and cultural ambassador. Sonia ji has performed across the world, sung in numerous languages, and earned global recognition for pursuing and promoting a musical tradition that bridges cultures and generations. We are delighted with us to have here with us today. Hi, ma'am. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, Muskan. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you. Ma'am, I've read your profile and you've achieved so much that I really want to know what shaped you in your childhood days and from what background did you come into?
I think what shaped my career, or rather, the Sonia Sirsat that
Yeah.
people know, is probably my upbringing,
Okay.
my family. My dad was a very prominent doctor of Ponda,
Okay.
and my mother was a homemaker, but also a very um, person active in social work. I had an elder brother who was a very, very doting brother, and that's the background I come from.
Okay.
A home where my brother and me were treated equally. We were brought up equally.
That's beautiful.
So if he learned swimming, so did I. If he learned cycling, so did I. And so it was a very wonderful relation, and our parents brought us up with an attitude of acceptance, accepting people, accepting cultures, accepting different types of foods.
Oh, wow.
So if we had to go somewhere, we were never fussy about
Mm-hmm.
what was served. We would eat whatever was served.
Okay.
So we were brought up that way,
That
to
way.
accept things and accept people. So that's the background I come from, and I'm still in Ponda.
Okay.
I still live in the same home that was built by my dad, and yep, that's my story.
That's great. So, ma'am, could you please tell us about your childhood and what values from your childhood and your background helped you become the woman, remarkable woman you are today?
I think a lot of credit goes to my family, my upbringing, my parents. Um, we were, my dad was a very prominent doctor of Ponda, and my mother was a homemaker, but she also did a lot of social service through Inner Wheel. And my brother was a very doting brother,
Yeah.
so I was sort of very comfortable. And but our parents brought my brother and me up together as equals. There was never a gender bias.
That's great.
So if my brother learned swimming, I was also thrown in the pool. If my brother learned cycling, so did I. If I was in the kitchen cooking, so was he. We would both help my mother in the garden, digging and planting and trimming. So it was like always, we were just two equals in the same house, and that sort of, I think, boosts your confidence
Yeah.
when you look at your sibling as your equal. Of course, he was elder to me, and the respect was, of course, there, but
Opportunities were
yeah,
same.
opportunities were the same, and you grow also with a very egalitarian look,
Right.
at the view of the world.
Yeah.
So that's sort of an upbringing. My parents always brought us up with the idea that you have to adjust and you have to enjoy whatever comes your way.
Wow.
Whether it's a person from a different place, whether it's you reach a place where the language is different or the food is different, you have to eat that food. You have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So acceptance was another value. Um, yeah, it's a very Ponda was a town. It's still a town, but it was most a simpler place
Yeah.
in the 80s when I grew up there. I still live in Ponda. Ponda is still home for me, and I guess that also it's
Shaped.
also, yeah, put in a lot into what I am and how I am.
That's great. And at what point in your life did you discover music is your passion?
Um, I don't know really when, but right through school I used to sing.
Oh wow.
So I went to a convent school, St. Mary's High School in Ponda. It was a co-ed school, boys and girls. And whenever there was some singing or anything, I would be involved. I'm not a trained singer. I didn't have any music classes, neither Indian nor Western, in my childhood. It was just a passion. So my mother used to sing at home, and me and my brother used to join her.
Yeah.
And that's how we sang. But I did participate in competitions. The first time I went up on a stage to sing, I was 8 or 9 years old. There was a band in Ponda called Ponda Boys
Wow.
who asked me to sing, and Kayamat Se Kayamat Tak was the hit
Okay.
at that
Yeah.
time. So Amir Khan, Juhi Chawla, Udit Narayan, uh, all of them were sort of making their debuts,
Yeah.
and so did I with Papa Kehte Hain. That was the song. But it was I guess it was a hobby
Yeah.
that slowly went into a profession, and here I am today.
Wow. What does music mean to you in one word?
Music is a universal language.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. You're also recognized as the global ambassador of Goan music in the world, which is a very prestigious, honorable title. What do you have to say about that?
So, Ambassador of Goan Music to the World, this was a title or whatever given to me by Dr. Luis Castro Mendes, who was the ambassador of Portugal to India. So, he was in Delhi and he had invited me for a concert. So, when I went there, he introduced me as this and he announced it. He then went on to become the Minister of Culture of the country of Portugal. So, a very important man. And this was noted somewhere in some press article, and then it went on to Wikipedia, and then so this title of Ambassador of Goan Music to the World was conferred upon me by this gentleman,
Wow.
and then it got stuck. So. I mean, we have so many artists from Goa that have performed all over the world.
Yeah.
So I can't say that I'm the only one. But yes, this title stayed because
Yeah.
it was used or it was uttered for me once.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I also read on the internet you are the first professional Fadista recognized in the Indian subcontinent, which is huge. And how did that happen?
So Fado is the style of
Yeah.
music, and a person who sings Fado is known as a Fadista.
And for our viewers who don't know what Fado is, could you maybe just tell them?
Fado is a semi-classical Portuguese form of music.
Beautiful.
When I try to explain it to my Indian audiences, I say that Fado is the Portuguese cousin of the Indian ghazal.
Oh, wow.
So if you like ghazal, you'll like the Fado.
Amazing.
So what happens in a ghazal? You have a very, very deep meaning poem.
Yeah.
You have a lot of emotion, that is part of the song. Either it's happiness, or it is betrayal, or it is being away from your loved one, and these are all emotions used in the Fado. In ghazal, you also have minimal musical accompaniment. Like, you don't have three percussionists and four, bansuri players or something like that. It's a
Yeah.
very simple music accompaniment. So is the Fado. In
Okay.
Fado, we usually have just two acoustic guitars.
Okay.
So the emphasis is on the vocalist, who is able to transmit the emotion of the poem to the audience. So it's same thing with the ghazal. Um, so that is basically what Fado is. And a singer of Fado, whether a gentleman or a lady, is known as a Fadista.
Oh, that's so great.
Is a Fadista,
Yeah.
that's the term. Um, I've been called this first professional Fadista from this part of the world. Indian subcontinent, yes. Because prior to me, there were a lot of people who used to sing Fado in Goa, but as a hobby. Um, like my mother and many others, even gentlemen, some of which did perform on stage, um, but that was not their main profession. So there were architects, there were lawyers, and they also sang Fado.
Okay.
They have also performed Fado, for example, for tourists when they came to Goa, or when there was an event in
Right.
Goa. They did perform, but a short performance, like 3 or 4 Fados. Now, what happened in my case was I went to Portugal. I had my solo concert, which no other artist from Goa has had till now. In Portugal. So Portugal is the land of Fado. I am going from India to their country and singing their music to them.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge. Um, and I've done that more than once. I've done it
Amazing.
in Portugal, in Macau, in Singapore. And then I recorded an album in Portugal with guitarists from there. So probably all this put together makes me the first professional Fadista
Singer.
of the Indian subcontinent.
Okay. And ma'am, if I may ask you, would you be so kind enough to sing 1 or 2 lines for us and
Of a
for our
Fado?
audience? Yes, of
Oh,
Father.
sure.
Okay.
This is my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
No meio da claridade daquele tão triste dia, grande, grande era a cidade e ninguém me conhecia. Grande, grande era a cidade e ninguém me conhecia. I went to this big city. The city was full of lights and it was all illuminated. But all those lights still felt cold because nobody in that city knew me and I was all alone. That's what it means.
I have goosebumps. This was beautiful. It's pure talent like this that inspires millions of people out there and gives them the strength to pursue what they do. So thank you for being you and for bringing this beautiful talent to the world.
Thank you for inviting me.
I also read that you have studied masters in law and you also teach students law apart from the profession of singing that you are into. So was it difficult to study law and then move into a professional singer full time? And how did this law journey begin?
So singing, as I mentioned earlier, was part of my schooling.
Okay.
And then when I was answering my 10th standard exams, or rather I'd finished my 10th standard exams, the question is always, what next? And I was so naive and I had no idea what I was going to be doing. So my brother put it to me. My father brought a career guidance book, told me to read it, all the options. I read the whole thing from morning to noon and I didn't like anything that I saw there. So my brother asked me in a different way. He said, can you see yourself as an adult? What do you see yourself working as? What type of work, career would you like? So I said, I would like to be a singer. So my father said, no, what else? So I said, I'd like to be a teacher. So my father was like, okay, now we don't know where to put her, arts, commerce, or science. So I went to commerce because my brother had done commerce, so he would guide me. So I ended up doing my BCom, after which just BCom was not enough, so I had to do something else. So I went to do my law. I did my bachelor's. My father then wanted me to join a lawyer's office. I did go to a law chamber for 2 months, but I did not register myself with the Bar Council. And I went back to college to do my master's. I did my LLM just to escape practice of law. And I enjoyed the subject so much that I wanted to teach law.
Wow.
And as soon as I finished my master's, my college itself called me to come and give lectures as a visiting faculty, which I did for 4 years. I taught law, I taught 4 batches. I was a visiting teacher, so I just had to go there. I think I had 3 lectures a week. And some of my students today are very good lawyers, very successful lawyers. Some of them are judges.
That's a credit to how great teacher you
No,
are.
no, I was just one subject. I was teaching them just one subject, but it feels nice to see them
Yeah.
doing really well. And then when I was doing my law, is when my professional singing started. And by the time I reached my master's, it had already taken off. And when I finished this 4th batch of students that I was teaching, I used to be traveling quite a bit.
Okay.
So I had to be out of the country for a couple of months at a stretch, or 15 days, or so it was becoming difficult to complete the syllabus.
Okay.
That's when I stopped the teaching of law, and that was 2011. So it was really nice teaching law, and so as I said, the 2 things that I ended up doing was singing
Yeah.
and teaching.
Teaching.
And after I stopped law, I started teaching the Fado.
Fado. That's
Yeah.
nice. Ma'am, for the viewers who may be hearing about Fado for the first time, and you've described what it means, but when you sing, what feeling does it give you inside that, that's that music that comes from the soul? How do you feel when you sing that?
There is a connect. I enjoy singing other music as well, and that gives me joy in a different way. It's a different joy. But when you sing the Fado, there's a connect with what you're singing. There's a connect with the voice. There's a connect with the soul.
Yeah.
So it's all together, and you feel it deep inside, and it comes out in the form of Fado. So of all the music that I sing, I cannot explain what I feel when I sing the Fado. And I
divine.
don't feel it's very close to divine, and I don't experience that when I sing others,
No words can
other
describe
types.
it.
Yeah, I can't put it in words. There is some sort of it's as if you reach a different place. Although you are there, you reach a different place, and
Yeah.
from there you're singing. It's something like that.
Yeah. This, what you just described, is good enough for us
Good
to know
enough.
how divine it
Did
is.
it make sense?
It did. And this question was a deviation, but I'll move back to the previous law part. There are people out there, youngsters and individuals, who love singing but are afraid to quit their job and take that leap. So what would you say to them?
Through my example, I played it safe. I was studying law when I joined the band Status 4, and my professional singing started. I completed my law, and I was still with the band. My Fado had started. I did my master's, and my singing was going on. I finished my master's. I started teaching. Whilst teaching law, I was already singing. I was singing as well. So I had one foot in each boat.
Okay.
I was playing it safe, and because singing is it's a profession that takes time to click sometimes.
Yeah.
It just because you sing doesn't mean you're going to start earning from it enough. So I was I had law as a backup. I had teaching of law
Okay.
as a backup.
So the feeling of safety made you
Yes.
take that leap.
And then by the time as I said, I finished teaching 4 batches, and I was being called again and again to different parts of the world for Fado as well as Goan music. I realized that now I could switch, or rather shift completely into singing
Okay.
and get out of this area. So I would make that suggestion to anybody who has a passion, who has a hobby that they would like to convert into a main profession.
Yeah.
If you are in another profession, a stereotype or a normal, whatever profession you call it, play safe. Try
Yeah.
both. When you think you want to make the switch, then you do it.
Then you do it.
Because that'll keep you also secure and focused.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you jump with there are some people who will advise just take the plunge, and if nothing, you will just float and then you can come back. But I would say play safe.
And you'd always have that worry at the back of your
Yes,
mind.
yes. And education is very important,
Very important.
whether it is in that field that you want to pursue or any other field. Education is very important. It gives you not just the knowledge and the qualification, but it gives you a sense of confidence in yourself.
Right. It does.
So if you think that you're going to stop your graduation and plunge into whichever art or passion that you have, no, I would say do it together. Complete at least your graduation, if not more than that.
Yeah.
And then move on.
As we spoke about education, I can't help but wonder, you speak in different languages. Can I ask which all languages do you know?
I can speak in 6.
Okay.
And I understand another 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've sung in 17.
Wow.
Yeah, not that I speak all of them, I don't.
But still, that's a talent to speak in languages.
Speaking 6. I mean, any Indian
Which
speaks
ones?
4.
Yeah.
A minimum of 4. It's English, Hindi, Marathi, Konkani, Portuguese and French. These are the 6 languages. I understand a little bit of Spanish. And of course, then you can also understand Indian languages like Bengali and Gujarati. Yeah, so those are understandable. But I can manage to speak and have a conversation in these 6.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I also read that you have won international award in public speaking and communication. Can you spread light on that? How did that?
I was 17 years old.
Okay. Oh, that's young.
This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
So there's this beautiful organization known as Junior Chamber, or
Okay.
JCs. This is an organization that I joined as a very young junior JC at the age of 15. And then at 17 or 18, I was a JC at 18. And I participated in the speaking contest. So JCs is an organization where they believe that we can develop the society by developing individuals.
Okay.
So we work on the individuals. So your skills, your soft skills, your speaking, your presentation, your human relations, your manners and etiquettes, all these sort of time management and all that stuff is groomed in JCs. I was very active in JCs for about 12 to 15 years. So it had a very lasting impact on me. And they put a lot of emphasis on public speaking. So there was this public speaking contest at different levels, which I went winning, and I won the all India level. So then I represented India at the Asia Pacific. So the world of JCs was divided into 4 areas. Asia Pacific included Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and Asian countries. So I competed with all of those contestants, and I won the Asia Pacific. And then I had to represent the Asia Pacific at the world level.
Yeah.
So then there were only 4. So it was the Asia Pacific, Africa, the Americas, and Europe.
Right.
So I was representing Asia Pacific there.
Okay.
I think I am the only Indian who has been there. I don't know if any JC has gone there after that. This was way back in 1997.
I believe this.
Yeah. And then at that time, I used to sing because I was already out of school, but everybody knew me as a speaker. And everybody knew me as a trainer, because in JCs we also put a lot of emphasis, as I said, to training.
Yeah.
So we also train trainers, and you convert members into trainers.
Yeah.
So I was very involved in soft skill training and things like that, which afterwards took a back seat when singing came back to the forefront, I would say. So some people who knew me in my teens
Yeah.
know me as a speaker, and those who met me later know me as a singer. So these are like two different lifetimes I've had.
Ma'am, for the people who are aspiring to be great at public speaking, because this is a skill set that not many people have. You know, if there's one person speaking on the stage, there are thousands who are just sitting and watching. So for those 1,000 people, what would your advice be? How they can improve at public speaking?
So public speaking has a few barriers or other, a few points that make us go, jittery and scared, and then we say we don't want to speak in front of others. So the first worry is always that we will forget. When you go up on stage, I go up on stage to give a speech and I forget what I'm supposed to speak, and then everybody will, mock me.
Yeah.
So, a few things to remember. First and foremost, the audience does not want you to fail.
Right.
So, the audience, when you come up on stage, they want you to speak. So, even if you forget, open your paper, check the points, or if you have your cue notes, whatever, look into them and continue speaking. So, the audience will always support you. So, never look at it that they will mock you.
Okay.
And then the trick that I always tell participants is you have prepared your speech. You know what you're going to speak, the audience doesn't. So if you forget half of the points, don't worry, you give the rest. They will not realize that you've forgotten. Who will know that you've forgotten half of the points? It's only you. So keep that in mind and speak. Sometimes it happens that I go for a function all prepared with a particular topic in mind, and I want to speak on that. And then I'm at a function, it could be a school function or an organization or a ladies' event or whatever. Then I see something there during that function which triggers a different thought. And then my speech completely changes. Now, the audience has no idea that I had come prepared to talk about something, and I spoke about something else.
So that's great.
Yeah. So, as a public speaker, you have to be able to convince your audience of what you're telling them.
Yeah.
And for that, you have to believe it first.
That's true.
So, only then will they get convinced. So, that for me is a very, very important part in public speaking.
That's great. I'm sure that's going to help all our viewers
I hope
become more confident at
I
speaking.
hope so.
All right. So I'm going to talk about some questions in terms of life lessons from the stage. What has music taught you about people in 2 sentences, if you could tell?
What has music taught me about people? That we are all the same. We are all the same.
You are connected by
We are
music.
connected by music.
Okay.
And I think everybody feels the same.
Yeah. That's true. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, we all feel the same. Like I sing Fado sometimes to an audience that doesn't speak Portuguese at all.
I felt it when you were singing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then they come up and say, we didn't understand what you sang, but it said something to us.
Yeah, it did.
So, so it's that. We're all the same.
They're all the same. What has failure taught you?
What has failure taught me? Failure has taught me that when you're down there, rock bottom, the only direction you can go is up.
Okay.
So when you think that you have hit the lowest point in your life, it's a good thing. Because now the only way you can go is up.
Up.
You cannot go further down.
Yeah.
You can only go up.
That's
That's
great.
the lesson from a failure.
What habits have contributed most to your growth? Daily habits or something that you do on a regular basis? Habits.
The one thing that has helped me very often is faith. Whether you say faith in God or in the universe or in some spirit or in spirituality or whatever, but there is faith that it'll all work out. It'll all work out. So I remember in my earlier days in my career, there would be, say for example, a turmoil in the morning. Either the musician who was supposed to come is not available and somebody else has to come, or something like that. And I would get up in the morning to this situation, and the show was in the evening. I would just say, no, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And by 5 or 6 o'clock, something would work out. Either that musician would say he could come, or he would send a substitute, or the show would get cancelled, or something, but it would work out. So
Having faith is important.
Faith, yeah.
What does discipline mean to you?
Discipline means, for me, discipline is like a golden key to success.
Okay.
If
How
you
so?
have discipline in your life, whichever way, Some people are very disciplined as far as what time they get up and how much they run and how much they eat. Some people are very disciplined about how they keep their books. Whatever type of discipline, but discipline in your career is the golden key to the success.
I believe that. What does your morning routine look like in a day?
My morning routine is I'm not a very early riser. I get up reasonably early. And then I spend a good half an hour with my pets. And then I have my breakfast.
Okay.
Before that, I mean, when I'm in the garden with the pets, I pick flowers and I put them to my. I have a photograph of my family that is no more. So that is another habit that I have in the morning. And light a lamp or a candle or whatever and start the day.
That's it. Do you believe in the saying, the one who wakes up early in the morning is healthy, wealthy, and wise? I mean, I am not
I
an
believe
early
in it,
waker
but I
also.
don't practice it.
Same.
When I need to, yes, I can get
Yeah.
up very early. But on a regular basis, I'm a reasonably early riser. I know of musicians and people in my field that don't get up before noon or don't get up before 10.
Yeah.
No, that is too late for me unless I've had like a very late night or a very hectic day. But no, I would get up and then maybe I'll take another nap in the afternoon to make up for sleep. But I'm a pretty okay riser.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we'll be taking a short 2 minutes break to drink a sip of water, and then
Okay.
we'll move on to rapid fire round.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Great. So we'll be starting off with the rapid fire round
Okay.
as a final segment of our podcast. And you can answer the question in one word or one sentence. Yeah? You ready?
Okay.
Okay. A song that never gets old for you.
A song that never gets old for me. Papa Kehte Hain.
Okay. A book everyone should read.
Many masters, many lives.
That's great. An artist you admire deeply.
Lorna.
One performance you'll never forget.
When I sang Dol Mujhe Bai at midnight, alone on a gigantic stage in Singapore.
Beautiful. One value that you'll never compromise on.
Loyalty.
One thing that Goa should never lose.
Goinkar porn.
Oh wow. Tea or coffee?
Both.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
I get that. Music in one word.
Peace.
Peace. And success in one sentence.
Too much of it can be dangerous.
I agree. And now my final question to you is, imagine a young girl from Goa who's watching our conversation today, 10 years from now on, and she has a dream but she's afraid to pursue it. What would Sonia Shirsat like to tell her? And if I may so request, would you tell this in Konkani to our viewers, for all the Goan viewers out there?
Oh. But why do you say 10 years hence?
Could be in the future
In
time
the
or now
future,
also.
not
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Who's afraid to pursue her dreams but needs that motivation and courage from someone like you?
देवान आमकां सगळ्यांक एक देणें दिलां आनी आमकां कित्याक दिलां कारण आमी तें देणें घेवन कितें करूंक जाय म्हणून जेन्ना आमी परत देवा कडेन वतलीं तेन्ना देव आमकां विचारतलो की हांवें तुका हें देणें दिल्लें तें देणें घेवन तुवें केलें कितें सो वी नीड टू हॅव एन आन्सर दॅट टायम जर तुका अशें दिसता की यू हॅव अ टॅलंट यू हॅव टू मूव वीथ दॅट एटलिस्ट यूज इट ट्राय आनी हांवें पयलीं म्हणटिल्लें तशें प्ले सेफ यू आर नॉट शुअर वेदर यू शूड टेक इट अप कंप्लिटली दोनूय कर ट्राय कर अँड देन परस्यू इट
Yeah.
कारण at the end of life when we are all in our old age we will have a lot of what ifs हांवें अशें केल्लें जाल्यार कितें जाता आशिल्लें केल्लें तर अशें उरूंक जायना म्हणून ट्राय करप जमता फुडें सर जमना नो प्रॉब्लम यू वील बी वेर यू आर एंड यू वील कंटिन्यू And that is my message to the girl.
That is amazing. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you very
speaking
much for
about that.
inviting me.
And now, ma'am, before we close, any song that you would like to sing as a final auspicious close off for this
Ui,
podcast?
auspicious close.
Anything from your heart.
I'd like to sing a song of mine which is called Goa to Goamche.
Sure, we would love to hear that.
Goa tu Goamche, sobit saimache, sundar sobitaiche, sundar sobitaiche, Goa tu sorupaiche.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you.
coming on
Thank
our
you very
podcast.
much.
Ma'am, would you be so kind enough for us to sing a line or so in Fado language?
Sure. It's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
No meio da claridade daquele tão triste dia, grande, grande era a cidade e ninguém me conhecia. Grande, grande era a cidade e ninguém me conhecia. Big and gigantic was the city, full of lights, full of warmth. But all those lights and all that warmth still kept me cold because I was alone in that city. Nobody knew me.
Is this the translation of the song?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful.
Yeah, so that's what it means.
Ma'am, would you shed some light on what's your vision on taking this forward? Because I researched and I found that you also teach Fado singing to students out there.
So traditionally in Portugal, Fado is not taught. There's a saying, you are born a Fadista. You cannot be made a Fadista. But here we do find talent. Goa has a lot of talent. And some of our students who are learning the Fado have got immense talent for the Fado. It's been a few years that I've been teaching the Fado. We've had, through our project Fado de Goa, we've had over 300 students. Not all of them sing the Fado, but at least they teach them about this music and where it came from and how it grew. And today I've got certain students who are more into the singing part of it that are able to perform at professional levels with me.
wow.
So I take them for concerts and I send them for performances. And it was very, very, a feeling of pride. A couple of years ago, I think it was 2004 or 5, I'm not sure. I was in Canada and the States, and I could not perform for a Zohra Sehgal festival in New Delhi. So I just suggested to the organizers, I said, I will not be there because I'm scheduled to be in the Americas, but I could send a couple of my students, and they accepted it. So 3 of my students went, Shrishti Swara Prabhudesai and Sherwin Kuraya, along with the musician from Shubhat Kota. And they performed at the festival without me around.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which was the first time.
We would be so
And
proud.
they were so good
Yeah.
that they got a standing ovation.
Oh,
And I was getting messages in sitting in America at night, night here, that your students did extremely well and the organizers were very, very happy.
how did that make you feel?
Wonderful, wonderful is not the word. And so we've got good talent, and I'm really happy that we can share it with the youngsters and they can take it forward, because this music has been in Goa for over 100 years.
Wow.
It needs to stay for another 100.
That is
Yeah.
great.
That's the goal.
Thank you for sharing with us your vision.
Pleasure.
We want to cover anything?
No, I think
extra?
that's good.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, viewers, for watching today's episode, and we will continue to bring such more great, inspiring stories for you. Do drop in your comments as to feedback as to how you're liking the podcast, and if there's anything that you'd want us to improve or bring upon our show. And until then, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. So thank you so much for watching. We hope that you really enjoyed today's video. And for us to be able to get you such inspiring stories every day, make sure that you really hit that subscribe button today and now. And also, if this video was able to help you even a little bit in any area of your life, then please do share it with someone to whom it can also make an impact. Until then, drop in your comments as well so that we get feedback from you and we're able to improve and bring in the best content, because in the end, this is all just for you. So thank you and stay tuned.